Colonel, I want to start with you because we had a little conversation before some of the latest details came out, before the press briefing. Chain of command, or this interview that Scaramucci gave to Ryan Liz at the New Yorker, which one of these things sunk Scaramucci's communications director job?
It's the chain of command. One of the things you have to understand, when the announcement was made to have General Kelly in that position of Chief of Staff, you have to understand what that title means to someone that served in the military. That means that that is the person that everyone in the staff goes through in order to get to the commander, in this case the President, the Commander-in-Chief. And it was very evident that Donald Trump, in giving this position to General Kelly had said, these are the terms, and President Trump had bought into that. And anyone will tell you, when you take over a new military organization, there's always going to be one person that tries to buck that and says, I can go around it. So my thing, I believe, and I assess, is that Anthony Scaramucci believed that he had a better relationship with President Trump and said that I will continue to come to you. And General Kelly said, you don't understand. This is how it's going to be. Everyone comes through me, to include my daughter and my son-in-law. And that's how things are going to be in this White House.
And I get that, but I also have to wonder, why wouldn't Scaramucci then say, gotcha, Mr. President. I didn't love Reince Priebus in the spot, but I respect General Kelly, so I'll go through Kelly. Maybe would that have salvaged his job? Yeah,
I would think so. I mean, not disputing anything the Colonel is saying. I hope it was because of the interview. I mean, from the moment that interview broke, I was giving a speech, and I was checking my Twitter account all night. Has he been fired yet? Has he been fired yet? I mean, he was very smooth and charming at his first press conference, and I thought it was great. But come on. A, I don't believe he thought it was off the record. B, it didn't make any sense. This was what he claimed was being leaked, was publicly available information. C, he sounded like Linda Blair in The Exorcist. No, we can only have one potty mouth in the White House. So I'm glad we finally got around to this. And as for the person trying to break through the protocol...
You're talking about Spicer is the other one, right?
My money is on Ivanka over Christmas dinner.
Oh, very interesting. Ebony, I'm going to push back on Ann a little bit here and say that Anthony Scaramucci showed loyalty to President Trump, and he loved the loyalty. And I'm going to guess, I may go on a limb here, that this is not the last you'll see of Scaramucci in the White House. I mean, we need to note that John Roberts pointed out that he may end up taking one of these other jobs, the Exim Bank or an ambassadorship. That doesn't mean he's out of government, though.
No, I wouldn't be surprised, Eric, if we do see Scaramucci in the White House in another capacity. But I don't think that it should be a big surprise. I think the chain of command thing is a big deal. I think the non-negotiable nature, as the Colonel pointed out, that General Kelly is just saying this is the way it's got to go. And, you know, really Scaramucci being on the outs. And loyalty is a big deal, but I think results are a bigger deal to President Trump, I would imagine. And with General Kelly just having so far, I mean, it's only been 6 months, but stellar results in his original post, I think that's going to have a lot more weight than loyalty and any of those kind of softer skills.
I guess, Kat, any questions about who is in command right now besides the Commander-in-Chief, General Kelly, that he's wiped those out, right?
I know. I wish somebody had talked to him first and said, think about how funny it will be, though, if we let him stay. I was really looking forward to a lot more laughter. But, yeah, and it's very interesting because we were talking about some of the benefits of having someone in this position that goes directly to President Trump. And now if you get, you know, these military guys in these high positions, they don't run things like that. They run things according to a specific order. So it'll be something different. We'll see if it'll work better or not. Now with Priebus being out, we don't really have somebody to, you know, take all the blame. There's a bit of a blame vacuum now in the White House. So I'm just, at this point, I'm going to wait and see how this
Maybe that leads to accountability in a more direct way that will result in a more disciplined message and agenda.
Would love some accountability.
But do any of you really think that but for that interview, it just would have been him saying, I refuse to go through the chain of... I mean, Ivanka's going through the chain of command. Right. He's not going to go through it?
Right, I agree.
You know, I want to weigh in here because I really honestly thought that would have been, that interview would have been vetted by the president. In other words, him saying, go ahead, you know, do your thing. But apparently it wasn't because,
absolutely.
And I'll tell you who we need to take note. Steve Bannon's still there. You know, he's very, very powerful.
Yeah,
I think but
the thing is, Steve Bannon is a former military officer. Right. So he understands that he can operate within this chain. And so I'm quite sure that he is comfortable with, and the same with Sean Spicer. Sean Spicer is still a Navy Reserve officer. But I think there's something else that we are not talking about here. Anthony Scaramucci made himself the headline.